Hello and
Hello,
welcome to the
hello.
Silver Gauntlets. Welcome in to more Challenge Cup coverage. Welcome to Aranha versus Poppy Grand. It is Aranha's third match in Group 11, and Aranha is fighting for his life here. He needs to pull out a win today to stay in this. In the meantime, though, in the way of that is Poppy Grant, one of the grandmasters of OTR, one of the long-standing members of our community. Um, and I mean, have a look at these head-to-head stats. It's almost a 50-50, as Gutrune just said. By the way, that's my co-commentator, Gutrune. Welcome. Good to have you back. How are
Oh,
you?
I'm doing great. I hope you're doing great as well, Tobias. And I hope everyone in chat is doing lovely today.
Well, I'm always happy when I can restream some OTR. So let's get this party started, shall we? Oh, I should probably actually put the right race time URL into the friggin' layout so we can, have a timer. That would be a thing.
Oh, that would be amazing.
All right, let's see. Click. There we go. That should look better. Um, and let's get on with the race, I think. Um, yeah, I'll set them off. Exclamation point ready. Here we go. So,
Mm.
we are starting with Ocarina of Time. I don't know why we have Bolero clicked here on the left, on the tracker on the left. That might just be a mistake.
Mm.
But here we go. And it
All
looks
right.
like Papi might have missed a start a little bit here, but there we go. Now they're off. And we are looking at a few foolish hints here. We have Goron City Foolish, Zora's Fountain Foolish, and Lost Woods Foolish. Temple of Time, by the way, has the Prelude. So I'm starting to get a sense of deja vu. This is there are way too many Zora's Fountain Foolish hints.
Yeah, is Sora's Fountain Foolish just very common this season?
Somehow, yes.
Ooh. I'm also
Lost
noticing
Woods
like a
Foolish.
big thing. I'm noticing there's like a big thing compared to like the last time I remember. There was usually people if you had a vanilla spawn as a doll, you would check the medallions first. But I saw that the runners opted to go straight to check the hints outside of Temple of Time now. This is just how powerful they are now.
They are very powerful because it's always the three foolish hints plus a song hint planned out there. So that
Hmm.
that is kind of the one of the major changes we have made for this season is to place the foolish hints outside of Temple of Time. One of the major feedbacks we as tournament organizers got was that kind of hiding the foolish hints in just across the world felt like a bit of a gamble. Felt like somewhat annoying to runners, so we changed that. And
Okay.
Kakariko
Goma always
Village.
bet that Castle 2 or Back of Lake has the one foolish hint that you're looking that tells you everything about the seed now.
I mean, that unfortunately can't happen anymore, but Kakariko Village, Path to Dodongo. So,
Oh. Well, I think we found our path to Dodongo.
shocking, we get a bomb back. So that is more or less an easy path. And I do appreciate Poppy Gaunt using I think it's the Twilight Princess Link model here. Subtle
Mm-hmm.
differences, but cool. Um,
ZL at the windmill as well.
and interestingly, Poppy is choosing to not get that bomb back straight away. Huh.
We have Song of Time, so you could theoretically go from Dompe race, right?
Yeah, you could. Uh,
Because I saw he was struggling quite a bit trying to get up there.
yeah, that's true. Okay, so I think 30-40 dead. I didn't see the 50 hint, so chat might need to help us out on that one. And a bow straight away, free from Anju.
That is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it seems like we don't have to collect many skulls, if any at all, today.
Oh, so is Triple Factorial in chat asking, is the windmill item a Kakariko check or graveyard check? Interesting question, because obviously it is one and the same room, right? The Dampe race room connects straight to the windmill. So it is the windmill item and the windmill song count as Kakariko checks, whereas Dampe's item drops count as graveyard checks.
It has to do with the loading zones that they're connected to, right?
They are basically one in the same room. So they are one single loading zone. So that is kind of... You could arbitrarily say they are one or the other. Obviously, randomizer authors thought it best to put the checks that are straight in the windmill as part of Kakariko.
That's fair.
But yeah, there's a bomb bag. That's an easily fulfilled and resolved path to King Dodongo here. Aranha is racing Danpei already. Papi Grand, meanwhile, is checking Composer's Grave first, which makes sense because he will obviously plan to go through the Song of Time block after Danpei's race and head back into the windmill to get that bomb back. Nocturne in the Composer's Grave here.
Nocturne's really nice. It's a really good way to work either. Whoa!
Well, light arrow straight away. So that is 1/3 of the items, or 1/2 of the items, 1/2 of the things we need today to get into Ganon's castle. 20 skulls is a heart container. Because we started with the Spirit Medallion.
So the runners will only ever need to collect 10 skulls today.
Yes, indeed. Looks like just a blue rupee in the graveyard crate. And it's now at Aranha's turn to check the Composer's Grave. Obviously, they're trading places a little bit. While they...
I mean, this is the early game. They're probably going to visit the same places at the same time. Or around the same time.
So what I'm interested to see is, are they both going to do Dodongo's Cavern blind after this? Or will one of them check medallions first? Honestly, I think probably you just do Dodongo's Cavern. Because of the check density.
You have a Dodongo's Cavern hint. That means Dodongo's is most likely a medallion or something that leads to a medallion.
Oh no, you definitely know it's a medallion. You are very right. Hadn't even considered that, yeah. Just do it. It is absolutely Dodongo's Cavern, a medallion. So, and since it is hinted as a path with a just straight as a bomb bag, you can also kind of assume that it is very likely just your Shadow Medallion because of path prioritization and how that works.
You could, yeah.
Because bomb bag opens just so many areas of the game.
And yeah, we're seeing Papi do that Song of Time block.
Aranha, please don't forget to grab your bow from Anju here. He will not forget that. And getting Impus Cow as well. So I would assume Aranha will also, on the way out, check Shooting Gallery, and then they're probably going to be mostly even. Just seconds apart, these two. I mean, what Purple says in chat is correct. If it's not the Shadow Medallion behind Dodongo's Cavern, which would make just for a super easy and super quick open to Ganon's castle, that is also huge info, because it means that anything you need to get your Shadow Medallion will not be bomb locked. Or
What
Bolok,
dungeon
for
could
that
that
matter.
be? Could that be like just Deku and
Uh,
Dobby? What?
that was a hook
Huh?
shot. Okay. So Kakariko is
Is this
just
just
path
a
to
baby
yes, is
seed?
what we're saying.
Is this just a baby seed now? We just get all the items up front
We
and we're
are
just
not using those kinds of words, Gutrune, until someone is in go mode, but I am also not going to say you are wrong.
never say the jet word.
Never say the jet word
Understandable.
indeed. Also, she said it's a baby seed. Yes, correct. That I am.
The seed is just open now. What?
Yeah, I mean,
You didn't see.
you have a hookshot, you have bombs, you have a bow. All you need is a strength upgrade to basically have like 80% of the checks open to you. And there's a shield up there.
Shield fires in shambles today.
I will say this: a seat that is this open straight away is a blessing and a curse, because obviously, yes, there's a bunch of things for you to do, but also there's a bunch of things for you to do. There is very little guidance at the moment. Not, yeah, I mean, Team Never Buy a Shield is winning today.
We're gonna see a thorough scoop of the Donya's cavern, or you're just gonna try and get it to see what medallion it is?
No, we're definitely going to look through it. It's too check dense to ignore. And with the item requirements being so low, you definitely, like, it's just a bomb bag, right? So you definitely want to see what's in there. Pierre atop the Fire Temple has a small key, so that's good news. One less reason for runners to set up Pierre in Lake Hylia.
I'm willing to bet that's gonna be the one key that we need to access the rest of Fire, if we need it.
Yeah, but knowing that is also huge info. So,
That's fair.
DC. There we go.
Also, I didn't notice the custom textures for chests that contain heart pieces.
Are they cute? It showed
Yeah,
up
they're cool.
sometime, I think, sometime during the 7.0 release train in Death Branch.
It's lovely. Now you know that you can just absolutely just skip the no coloration chest. It's really nice.
I still, well, no.
Oh,
You know that in this seat because, guess what? What even is this?
what?
Okay, then. We get a long shot. I guess we get to go to Gerudo Fortress and to Gerudo Training Ground now. I did not, in fact, set. I did not, in fact, set Mido to roll a plentiful seed by accident.
You sure?
Very sure. But yes, that
Okay.
long shot is currently bomb locked. Which lends more credence to the fact, or to the assumption that maybe Dodongo's Cavern is just going to be the Shadow Medallion, just because of path prioritization, because otherwise that hook shot or that long shot would have, for example, been path to, or the bomb bag, I guess, would more likely have been path to Morpha.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, for once it's not a big chest. I am shocked and appalled. So, one thing that still doesn't have its own chest texture, unless you're playing Triforce Blitz, is the bomb tubes. So, you will still want to open small brown chests if you don't have a bomb bag yet.
But we have a bomb back here, so how important
Yes,
are
we
bombs?
do.
I was going to be like, oh, we do have practical applications for bomb juice, but then I completely forgot this is not no logic.
Yeah, no logic is not a thing. Aranha, sorry, Poppy choosing to actually pick up that heart piece here. He was standing in front of it anyway. So,
I mean, I wouldn't say no to like extra heart pieces.
not really,
Like they
no.
always want to be a bit more careful, I feel like.
At least collecting
Um,
5 heart containers is useful, even if you're just even if you're one of the crackest players out there, because after all, there is some value in not being able to be one-shot by Iron Knuckles.
yeah.
Oh, hello, another big chest.
What? What's with all these items?
I have no idea, but this feels more like Escape from Kakariko than an S8 seed for the moment. Well, if you discount the fact that we actually did Graveyard.
And yeah, that's a bomb locked scale.
By the way, if you haven't played Escape from Kakariko yet, it is lovely. Great little game mode that you can literally just play on your lunch break. And I would very much recommend not learning any more about Escape from Kakariko than that, if you haven't played it yet. And just going in blind.
I'll try it sometime.
Just
As
go in blind, just have
Poppy
fun, just
here.
try out what the hell this is about. It is from the mind of a Legatua, if that tells you anything.
Uh-huh. So Aranha and Poppy just tracking each other at this point.
Yeah,
Following
it
each other.
absolutely makes
I
sense
think
that
the
they are...
biggest path to divergence is going to be what you do after this point.
Again, it is... Okay, that was the Shadow Medallion. So, we have the Light Arrows, we have the Shadow Medallion, we have the... Spirit Medallion from the get-go. So, and we have a long shot. So there is now a decent chunk of Ganon's castle just open to us, and I would expect at least one of them to just go in there.
Yeah.
Light Arrow cutscene gives us more money, and Puppy chooses to go child first.
I think it's
And
just
our
checking medallions.
Deku, Jabu... Oh, Spirit, Water, DC. Okay, so that means...
Oh no, he is going child. Okay.
He is going child. Interesting. So, interesting. Okay, so Aranha is choosing to keep walking here. So what do we learn about our medallions? We have 2 child dungeons. We have 2 adult dungeons. Well, and DC, which is technically a child dungeon, but so technically all 3 child dungeons are medallions today. But DC is basically an adult dungeon because of how easy it is to route. But yeah, Light Arrow cutscene stupid early. We have access to Ganon's castle now. The river meta is going brrr. Alright, so something that you might not have seen during a little leave of absence from OTR is that going upriver has become really, really popular. Because it turns out getting 3 items and 3 hint stones in a settings variant that is as dependent on hints as Season 8 is, with 5 path hints in the world out there, really, really good. Frox 2 is dead, by the way. Thus teaches us Castle 1.
PL. We can check this. Fairy fountain.
Nothing up there on the first check in the river. So interesting. Big Yano in chat proposing if you have bombs in Zelda's Lullaby, you should do River as child. Interesting question here.
I don't know. I honestly think you should have stayed adult and have gone to like SFM or something.
We'll see. Aranha 20 skulls is a hard container, so still no new info.
So we get
One last.
this one as well.
Okay, and nothing in the topmost river check as well, and Burning Cactus Serenade.
That's nice to know.
That is a little bit annoying. Serenade is great for mobility, obviously.
Yeah, unfortunately it's locked by water temple completion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So
at least you know that you don't need the song.
Valley Lakers? I mean, we do have, at this point, access to Goron, to Gerudo, to the Gerudo area, so Valley Lake as adult is a thing that could exist if we find a bomb shoe pack.
Well, that's big bombs.
More bombs? Not for Poppy, it isn't. But shoe bowling, so that is very bomb locked for the second bomb bag. Aranha making his way first to Sacred Forest Meadow before worrying about the checks in Lost Woods, but also Lost Woods is foolish, so we're never seeing those.
Oh. Oh yeah, it is.
Poppy, meanwhile, starting to collect the skulls. Well, at least the 10 skulls he needs. Checking Boulder of Destiny first before heading to London Ranch. I think time of day is good enough for that. Yeah, should be early enough.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice Deku shield.
Okay. Boomerang chest is Zora scale. OT is Bolero. This is gonna be an onslaught of information for a moment here. IGC to Baronade. Gee, I wonder.
I wonder what's there. Surely it's not a boomerang. Or something that leads to the boomerang.
So, OT is Bolero, we just learned.
If I'm Aranha, would I stick around for a forest dip?
That is a good question.
I think Arano's doing it.
So, considering we don't have a strength upgrade, but Forest is a medallion. Actually, no, Forest is not a medallion. Aranha is probably just gonna get some keys here. Sorry, some skulls, and then leave. Because you can get 5 skulls during your first child phase in Kakariko, right? Or at least 4 of them easily. If you don't have bomb shoes or a slingshot yet. I think getting a few skulls and then piecing out of here after the courtyard maybe might be not a bad idea. This is available super early, so I get the appeal. Also, Poppy just learned that Malon gives us the Requiem of Spirit.
We have bomb shoes, wreck. What are we missing at this point?
We don't have bomb shoes yet.
Okay. No, we just got bomb shoes. Talon
Did we?
had them.
Oh, Talon had them. Neat. Well, yeah, Rana does want to just stop thinking about skulls as soon as possible, which is reasonable. Early forest is a good place for that. It gets us a few skulls really early. And nothing in the silo. Poppy is probably going to check his safe warp here. Because if he doesn't like it, he can always play Requiem after that.
It's nice having so many travel songs already. Say so many, we only have 2.
Okay, it's just market.
So many. That's a really nice child spawn, I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know if it's nice, but interesting choice by Poppy here. So he knows it's his time of day really well. He knows that it's almost nighttime. So what he does now is check Night Kakariko, then play Requiem. Then that'll set his time of day back to dawn. When he gets the song that is on the Vanilla Requiem check. And then he can save word back here and probably head into Kokiri Forest. And it's also Dampe o'clock, obviously. We have Nocturne as well, so slight stopover in the graveyard here. Really good routing by Poppy, I must say.
This is really nice routing.
Getting Dampe is always a chore, so getting that out of the way early, yeah.
I wonder if you do an early Gan's Castle dip as well.
Okay, Poppy can almost stop thinking about skulls now. He does have a slingshot.
I really wonder how much value you would get from the early Gen's Castle visit at this point.
I mean, there are 16 checks in total in Ganon's Castle. 3 are available without anything, basically. The 2 in Water Trial and the 1 in Forest Trial. Then you have the 2 in Spirit Trial that need A, a hookshot, and B, I mean, logically, bomb choose, but out of logic, a bow extension. Both of these are available to the runners. Then you have the 2 in Shadow Trial, which are likewise available? No, we don't have hover boots, so you would need either hover boots or a fire source to get to Shadow Trial 2. And then there's also the validation chest. So there's 7 chests in there that Poppy could get right now, or Aranha, for that matter.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it would be interesting to see if either of them go dipped now. Or in Poppy's next adult segment.
It is kind of a gamble, obviously, to leave behind Shadow Trial 2, but with the value that Ganon's Castle provides you here, and it just being available super early, plus the fact that it is a path location, I don't see either of them postponing that for long.
Poppy doesn't know it's a path location yet, right?
That is correct. The Ganon's Castle path hint was in Sacred Forest Meadow.
So it would be interesting to see what Aranha does with this knowledge. Oh, T is Bolero.
Let's have a look at Mido, and second bow on 10 skulls. Kakariko continues to be passed to yes. What was that? I missed it.
That's blue fire arrows.
Oh, it was blue fire arrows. Well, hello there. All we need is magic now for us to be able to do Ice Cavern. Poppy choosing to go to Colossus at this point. Reasonable. Aranha is up for out to get those hints. Interesting. That is a rare play in this season so far.
I don't know. I think the extra knowledge would be nice here.
I mean, we have all of 2 path hints so far. Kakariko Village is still... Burning Cack is still the Serenade.
Seems like Pappy's finally playing that Requiem.
Yep. For the second time now. And... seeing what Colossus has to offer to him. Skull Mask is dead. Archway is a blue rupee. That was visible really clearly there. And Graveyard to Evil's Bane. You don't say! There were light arrows in the graveyard!
Wow! Who would have thought?
And here's Sun Song. That's not as helpful as it could be.
Oh, we don't have any skull collection anymore, and we've gotten the time-locked checks out of the way at this point, so yeah.
Might have put it mildly there.
We're going into Child Spirit now. This is interesting. I guess everything here is technically in logic. Is it actually? I don't know. Is Bomb Shoes in logic for here?
No, bomb shoes are never in logic. Or rather,
Ah, okay.
not in
The
Season 8
sling
settings.
also is in logic, yeah.
The
Okay.
sling is definitely in logic, though, so that shall get us to where we need to be.
Poppy
For
choosing
once.
to leave after finding out there's no smalls. There was only
Yep.
smalls on Cloud, so...
Yep, so no access to Child Spirit.
Aranha still continuing the adult segments.
Yeah, he wants to see what that Bolero song is. So far we haven't seen that yet. It could be Minuet, it could be Saria's song, it could be Song of Storms at this point. And Song of Storms would be hella useful for his first child.
Would, yeah. Also remind me, how many chickens is it?
It is 3 chickens, which is the correct number of chickens, if you can't pick 0.
Oh, come on. One chicken is always the most correct.
Well, we have a horse. And just a Deku Nut on top of the volcano. So, Minuet was in the crater, i.e. horse and logic. And, well, now we see what's left to do here. Aranha is picking up a heart, so probably wants to climb and up in the crater. 22 seconds is still tight, but should be doable.
Is Poppy going river now, or... No, that doesn't look like river.
Might be a valley play, honestly. We'll see.
I wonder if
He's just kind
Aranha
of pointing.
can grab check up there as well. The hint's done.
We will see. Okay, toilet is dead.
How's toilet dead if it has a key?
Well, key. You are right. But still, kinda dead. It's the best case scenario, besides a junk item. Bottom of the well is on the path to Queen Goma. Yes, you really want that Song of Storms. And it is now either in Child, Sacred Forest Meadow, or Ice. I would know which one I would prefer.
So at that point, we know that has to be Kokiri's sword. Right.
You are correct. Or something that leads us there.
Maybe strength could be there, but...
Something like that.
This is a Valley Lake play, it seems like, from Poppy.
Still cleaning up that Sphere Zero for some more guidance. I don't blame him. Collecting Kaku's gives us a recovery heart. Really, game? You tell us that now.
I mean, it's great knowledge for Aranha. It saves like 45 seconds or something.
Not wrong.
Seems like Aranha's going out to Ganon's castle, maybe?
That sure seems like it. Meanwhile, Poppy is showing us what's in the valley. A wallet. Sure, we'll take that along. Which is useful to, for example, buy yourself a Goron tunic and or some bomb shoes, if you want them. Heart container in the waterfall. Doubtful Poppy will go for that. And Pierre, still a small key. So we have all but one path hint. We have all of our sometimes hints. All we're missing is, one path hint and the hint about what the heck Big Aron has for us.
We almost have every single hint. Wow.
I mean, we are
I'm not sure
34 minutes into the game.
I don't think Valley Lake's a proper play for this seed at this point, actually.
Depends. We don't have free Scarecrow, and while we know that Pierre in the Fire Temple is dead, Pierre can help us with a bunch of other checks, including, for example, Gerudo Fortress rooftop. But we do have Longshot as well, so we could get there with a Hookshot extension. Ooh,
Oh,
big
that's
chest.
a good chat.
And there's Rudo's letter, as foretold. That's your path to Baronade resolved.
I don't know how that's not path. Is not Jabu, King Zora skip allowed?
King Zora skip is very definitely allowed. We should have never forbidden King Zora skip. 3 seasons later and people still ask, is King Zora skip allowed? Okay, nothing in Water Trial.
I just have to ask because, like, I don't know. Maybe they might have banned it. Might have been too powerful. It doesn't seem like that's the case here.
No. Alright, Aranha almost done with Ganon's castle. Didn't pull anything out of there except the Rudo's letter we expected. One more chest to go, though. I do like to see a seed where the runners, with as open as it is, just also choose to go to entirely different paths. I really want to see how that shakes out for them. Even though it'll mean that at some point they're inevitably gonna double back on each other and... oh no.
That's a big F for Anna.
Yeah, well, would have been more annoying to die to the Stalfos. Yeah. Happens to the best of us if we just have 3 hearts or 4.
What did that say?
Lighting flames in the royal tomb. That is... I am confused. That is one more sometimes hint than I expected. Anyway, Zora's Domain on the path to Twin Rova is our last path hint. At that point, that can either be a strength or a mirror shield.
I can see Poppy going there right now. I can see Poppy clearing out Kokiri Forest and then finding out and then going into Zora's Domain without checking SFM.
Well, he is a child now, so we'll see. But Poppy, yeah, is losing quite some time to not having Minuet at this point.
Yeah, so we do have Sarios.
Finally, 39 minutes in, medallion check for Aranha, and off to Child he goes.
I feel like that extended adult was a really good play.
Gave him a lot more mobility,
I
I
liked
think.
it.
He will relatively soon have parity with Poppy here. Minuet will help him with routing, and getting Requiem is not off the beaten path, so he will get that in his child opener. But first, time to do nighttime Kakariko. Nighttime market town here. Castle town, I should say. Nighttime market or nighttime castle town. Need to make up my mind on that one.
Well, what is it? No.
OT still Bolero. No Song of Storms yet. We do know that's a path location, so it is more likely than not that we are going to see Song of Storms just here on Sarias. Although we did find Rudo's letter already as well, so it could as well be an ice cavern. We don't have...
We know Lost... Oh, wait, checking the hint, I forgot.
Hmm.
I was like, we know that Lost Woods is foolish. Why are we going into the grotto? And then I forgot there's still hints in the grotto.
Mm-hmm.
Poppy going to check SFM now.
Frogs 2 still dead. So Seed slowed down a little bit after throwing absolutely everything in the kitchen sink at us in Kakariko. But that's fine.
We don't need to get, like, items every single 30 seconds, right? Surely?
Aranha has some time of day to burn and will invest that into getting the Castle 2 hint. At this point, the only hint we haven't seen yet as restream is the Big Oron hint, so maybe that's here. Crawl spaces is a hard container. Well, thank you, game, for telling us that. So Child Spirit is what that dual hint said, is nothing. Good information for Aranha. I'm sure Poppy would have loved to have known that beforehand.
That's not time for Dompe, is it?
I do not think so.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
it is
it is.
Dampé o'clock. Huh, interesting.
Okay.
Oh, he
Scott
scummed the
time.
time of day. Interesting. That's a slingshot then for Aranha. And Poppy did indeed find Song of Storms, so Storm Squados, yay!
That was on the Saria song check, so we're gonna
Correct.
want to see Aranha play Minuet soon.
And that means Saria's song itself is an ice cavern. Since all Saria's checks are dead, with Goron City and Lost Woods both being foolish, that is the best case outcome for Poppy and Aranha.
Could it be possible that Zora's letter is to get a boomerang in Ice Cavern?
It is required to get into Jabu itself, so that path is resolved. But sure, you definitely would need a boomerang. So Ice Cavern is just as likely a place as any other to where it could be, and it is not a bad location to check. It is less ideal than normal because the fountain is hinted foolish today, so the fountain checks are going to be guaranteed to be useless, but Ice Cavern itself could still have something. Rank can be anywhere it wants today. Well, it can't be on Baronade. We are not playing no logic, as you so astutely observed earlier. Okay. But yeah, Aranha just being reminded about that Zora scale on... Oh no, that's actually information that he didn't have yet. Zora's scale on the School of Stingers in Jabu, so in the boomerang chest there.
Poppy gonna check frogs here.
Aranha does not yet have Sunsong, so we'll need to wait a little bit for time of day. Ooh. It is slowly turning dawn. But he's still not going to be a fan of having to wait around for almost a minute here. And Frogs 1 has us a Zora gives us a Zora tunic. Cool.
Is Zora tunic required for completing Water Temple, or is that outside of the logic?
Only if there is a small key on, or the boss key on the central pillar check.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm not getting those bomb proofs.
Hmm.
So we're just gonna see Poppy. I think Poppy's going into domain now. Kind of unfortunate that he's doing it without going into Ganon's castle, but oh wait, did he skip out on the hints from SFM?
He did not. He knows that IGC is past the Baronade.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that might be a big issue. Oh, I see. It's not someone in chat pointing out, Virgil Dante pointing out that Poppy knows the domain path to Rova. This is interesting routing-wise. What would be the best immediate next checks to do at this point, outside of domain? Maybe GTG? I guess bottom of the well as well, yeah. The likelihood that Aranha just misses out instead of just doesn't play Minuet is fairly low. And I think that might be our item for Rovo.
We'll see. Oh, hi, fire arrows. Still no magic to use them, though. And there's the boomerang. Well,
Huh.
well, that just is peachy for Aranha, because when he goes to Zora's Domain, he will just be able to do Jabu here. And I do expect him to do Zora's Domain on his first go round. During this child phase.
Yeah.
That is a disadvantage for Poppy here.
Not being able to immediately go to Jabu. But that means something in Jabu is behind is for Rova at the bare minimum then.
Correct. So that will pretty likely be a strength upgrade at this point. Unless the path item, like your path item to Twin Rova, could obviously also be on King Zora.
That's true.
And fire arrows can in fact be path to Twin Rova too, because Spirit Key logic. Good point.
I love Spirit Key logic.
I
Is
don't.
it time for me to pull up the Spirit Key logic document again?
Nope.
We do have that command. Yes. Poppy going into bottom of the well right now without the knowledge that it's passed, I think. Or does he have knowledge? Let me look at the chat. Yeah, he does not have path knowledge. I guess that's fair. You always go well. There's no reason to not go well.
Well. But that's not your path item. The Stone of Agony.
That's 1 out of 5.
I don't think that's just one.
Oh, wait, no,
blue
that's
fire
2 out of
arrows.
5.
I mean, blue fire arrows are no longer meme percent because they are now useful. So what do we do with that? I guess the category
Just go, 2 out of 5.
just got easier.
Is double defense considered a meme item?
It is useful. I don't think it is.
So then it would it just be 2 out of 4 then? Feels weird.
Potentially. But yeah, Aranha going to pick up that Stone of Agony as well. Both of them, I think, no, only Aranha should know that this is actually path. I've already seen 3 big chests. One had the Stone of Agony, but there's another in the center and there's another with a like. So, yeah. Well of the hero. Let's go.
We
Second
love
big
Well
chest
of
in the
the
well is a Kokiri sword. That gives us another dungeon to do.
And that fulfills our path.
It sure does.
So yeah, you go Deku Tree after this, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't go Deku Tree.
And there's Nehru's Love as well, and that is another big chest. So 4 big chests in the well so far.
What are we missing from Go mode? Strength and Mirror
Strength, and
Shield?
another strength, and a mirror shield.
And Iron Boots as well.
Well, we know where the gold scale is, so
But is Gold Scale Water Temple in logic at all?
no. Do we care?
Fair. We're going to see if the chest here is dead or not. It is.
Okay, so yeah, we are basically mostly a Spirit Temple kit from Go mode. Unless the game has chosen to do evil things and put the boss key for Water Temple where we can only get to it with Iron Boots.
That would be Central Pillar only, right?
That would only be Central Pillar. Nothing in Locked Pits, but the Like has another big chest, so let's see what that is. Magic!
Well, with magic.
Well, that makes our life easier. Over to Ice Cavern you go, I think, after clearing out progression dungeons if you still don't have anything.
Unfortunately, Well of the Hero does not have any more items.
I think it served us well. Kokiri Sword and Magic is, I think, a really good haul. Would I do Ice over GTG? Ooh, good question.
I think so. I think you would do Ice.
I mean, you know, you do have Path of Zora's Domain still, and this allows you to... oh, there goes the shield. And this allows you to check that last check, which is King Zora, with the blue fire arrows. So... that should be doable.
Let's see, what song does Aranha play?
Play Minuet. Which gets him a Saria song check.
He's already gotten
Oh, right,
it.
he's already gotten that. Yeah, you're right.
I think this
so
is
yeah.
just going to Domain now.
Reasonable. Path Domain.
Aranha does not know that it's Path yet. Oh, this is Deku. Yeah, that makes more sense, yeah.
Oh, well, Deku as well. The Deku tree hints are Burning Cactus Serenade and... Ooh. What was the other Deku tree hint? Ah, yes, Skull Mask is dead, so not really helpful.
Finally, Claim Check is dead.
Whoop whoop! In DMT Storms. I'm getting the reminder that IGC is on the path to Baronade. Pretty sure he thought he figured that out himself.
This is a clean up Kokiri Forest into going to Deku Tree. So at this point, we're literally just missing Strength and Mirror Shield. So what could we do from there? What would be the worst place for Strength and the Mirror Shield to be?
Well, at this point, pretty much anywhere, because, I mean, we are an hour into the seed and we have 0 strengths. But on the other hand, I think the worst places would be, in our 3 stone dungeons at this point. We know... Well, hello, Deku Tree. That gets us hover boots.
Ooh. Oh, Back of Shadow would be bad.
That would be rude.
I don't know how that would compare to Deep Fire, but we just got hovers, so I don't think Deep Fire would be completely bad.
A junk chest in the slingshot check. And slingshot room side check is also junk. Well, a heart piece. Yeah, one of the meanest things it could do would just be put strength 2 on Phantom Ganon. Heart required with strength 3 in Spirit Temple.
Oh, that would be rude.
Not like we didn't have a qualifier with heart unhinted heart required strength 2 on Stone Phantom Ganon yet. And can you tell I was slightly traumatized by that seed? Because I bring it up time and time again.
No, I can't. Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Aranha and Poppy gonna be claiming Deku at around the same time.
Yeah, basically holding hands on their way through Deku. Good setup for the B1 skip here. That is basically, even if you're playing Scrubs... Well, I said good setup, and then... He goes ahead and stops it!
Aranha getting some time by just doing the bomb jump.
There we go.
I wonder if Poppy could have done how much time the menuing would have saved to just do the bomb jump instead. Well, hi Goma. How long does Goma usually last?
About 10 seconds.
Okay. So I have time to look away for a tiny bit? Okay, I don't think so.
No.
I think I'm already dead.
Bye, Goma. Bloopy. And that's Deku, a tree done, and the light medallion for both of them.
My medallion unlocks the song at the Temple of Time, right?
Nope. That's Forest medallion.
Ah, Forest medallion.
So Aranha
I
could do
don't
himself a
remember
real
what.
favor here by just heading into Zora's domain here, and it sure seems like that's what he's planning to do.
I don't see why you don't just clear Zora's domain and go into Jabu right now. You have everything. You will have everything to do it right now.
Well, even if you don't know that domain is path, which Aranha doesn't, I think, you still do know that Jabu's first check has a second scale for you, and thus 90% chance to beat Water Temple. So yeah, you do it. And you're gonna be pleasantly surprised by what you find there.
Lana's making the trip down?
Frogs 1.
Oh, Frogs won. Yeah, that makes sense. Because you're not going back here. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
exactly. But he is still definitely intending to head into Zora's domain, considering he has Ruler's Letter on his C buttons.
And Poppy's just going into Ganon's castle now.
Getting Ruler's Letter, and then not much else, honestly.
You just go back out. You just go back to Child after this.
Though he can show us one more check, because he does have a fire source, so he will be able to do Shadow Trial too, and we haven't seen that hinted at today.
Yeah, we did find hovers.
Oh, good point, yeah. We did. So, Aranha, please, I beg of you, do not just leave Zora's domain behind.
It would be stupid. Why would you do that? You're here. You're cleaning up Child. You also have to grab a fish. So there's like no point in not doing the checks here.
Alright. Nothing for Shadow Trial 2 here.
Wait, did Aranha just lose his fire on this stick?
I don't know, we'll see. That would be annoying for him.
That would be a really bad orphan.
Oh dear.
Please, no. Please tell me you're going back down and doing it.
Either you're doing it now or you're never doing it. Literally gonna be your last check in the game. Dot dot dot.
Okay, he's
Choosing to
doing it.
do it.
I was about to say, there's no way you don't not do it.
There's a fire arrow for him.
I don't actually know the mechanics for the stored fire glitch, surprisingly. I don't know how it functions.
Basically, um, you put away a stick that is on fire such that it is still on fire on the last frame that it disappears. So it needs to be inside the torch as it disappears. And then as long as the torch is still loaded, which is why Aranha went forward towards the torch a little bit again, you can pull out the stick and it is still on fire because it basically then thinks that it was stuck inside a torch the whole time. That is a very... I mean, that's not technologically 100% correct, but that is the way I always kind of explain it to myself.
I'll be playing Requiem now.
Heading into
Oh, to do
GTG.
save warp.
Oh, safe warping, okay. So, going child with that boomerang and the letter, and that is just some pure time gain for Aranha then. Bottom of the whale, still past to Queen Goma. My emotional support fish has supported us emotionally for long enough and is now lunch.
Alright, so we're seeing Poppy probably backtrack over to domain to go to Jabu now. While Aranha is clearing Jabu. So we are looking for, at minimum, a strength in here. Hopefully not the mirror shield, because if that's the case, then well, we're on a witch hunt for strength. Actually, what would be worse, mirror shield or strength? I feel like actually
I think
maybe
Mirror
mirror
Shield would
shield
be
is better.
worse. Mirror Shield would be worse to find in here, because it would open up so much less of the world. You still need 2 strengths to get into Spirit Temple then.
Hammer Ordin's fire would be worse. Yes.
Not disagreeing with that assessment.
Strength will be annoying to lock the track down. Yeah, that makes sense. We're just gonna hope that it's not Hammer or Din's fire here.
That is what we're gonna do.
A purple is saying it might be better just to have Din's here, actually.
Finding Din somewhere accessible, yeah, that would at least rule out the fire arrows as a path item to Twin Rova, which would just mean you had 0 direction exactly to where your other useful items are. But we do get a big chest on that parasitic tentacle, and it is the first strength upgrade. Let's go. So it was boomerang to strength as our path, very likely.
So after this, you just go GTG, right?
Hoping to find a second strength, maybe?
Yeah. GTG or Water Temple, actually. Oh yeah, you can go check the forest. You can check second half of forest now. And yeah, you can if you go to the reason why I was thinking Water Temple is if you go into Water Temple now, you can figure out if your iron's locked or not.
Yeah, do progression dungeons first is generally the rule. So if you have progression dungeons available to you, do those first. Even if you have to hike to Lake Hylia for that. You also have a horse, though. Aranha at least does. That's gonna be a little bit easier for him. It's gold scale for
Aranha's
Aranha.
picking up the gold scale.
Yep, and Poppy likewise getting that hint. Bottom of the well, path to Goma. You don't say, game. Thank you so much. Feeding a fish to a fish. To a fish god? I don't know. Ah. Aranha did try tossing Rudo at one of the jellies there. Unfortunately, didn't quite hit it.
Doesn't Rudo have like the strongest source of damage in the game?
Not the strongest source of damage, but certainly the only butt that can deal damage in the game. Rutos can't 3-shot Ganon. We've seen Vidya James try that. But she can indeed damage Ganondorf and Ganon.
All I remember is there's the Vibrudo glitch, which is kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. Exactly that. Alright. Prelude is going to be vanilla, so Aranha is not likely to pick that up until he goes... let me rephrase that. Aranha is not likely to be interested in picking that up, but gonna be doing that anyway, because after all, he's gonna go through there once he goes adult again. Alright.
You're done with Child at this point. There's no reason to go back.
There's no reason to go back, Child.
Go back to like Lens of Truth.
You go back. You go water. See if you can beat that. 90% odds you can, and then I guess GTG because you're halfway there already. On the way, probably make sure you don't forget about Lap Dive, because Gold Scale puts that actually in logic.
Purple, Poppy has gone to Child Lake. Hasn't full cleared it though. I think the only thing that he left was Lap Dive. Well, you can check Lap Dive as an adult, right?
Definitely can. I always have trouble with that boomerang setup, but I have no problem hitting that switch with a slingshot from right by the door. So that's the trick I prefer here.
Ah, Baronade. A fun boss.
Got that.
I've been meaning to do like an OOT playthrough again.
Good phase 1. Slightly got bamboozled on phase 2. OOT playthrough. Well, if you do, do grab the vanilla seed from the OoT Randomizer website with all the conveniences of Randomizer, like the D-pad items and so on.
I was doing a really cool
cutscene
3D
skips.
actually.
Sure.
Although OOT 3D is not a bad game.
No, it really isn't. That's
getting that
Baronade
final
done
spot
for
on
Aranha.
Baron. So we're hoping to see nothing here, alright?
Or a second strength upgrade would be neat.
That would be neat, yeah.
Aranha is willing to accept a heart piece as a consolation prize, though.
That is the 5th heart piece, so... No, 5th heart container, sorry.
Correct.
Oh, wow. Zora's domain is past the Twin Rova?
Who'da thunk?
Oh, you know what? That could be... Fire arrows could be for... The boomerang could... Not, sorry. The boomerang could be the path. Technically. Arana's going to Lake now. As a child. Yeah, it's likely the rain glyphs for the strength, and it's not fire arrows for spirit key logic. Arana's setting Pier, which is great, actually. Or Scarecrow, that's not Pier. Alright, let's see, where does Arana go next? I was
I
probably
would.
gonna do the remaining Hyrule checks that he hasn't done yet.
He has a gold scale, so I'm pretty sure he's going to do lap dive, and then yeah, Hyrule field checks as he sees fit, and then probably go back adult,
Oh,
or just reset right here. Okay.
I'm fine with this. I think you do Hyrule's adult. You have Epona.
Yeah, you have a horse. Don't walk across the field when you can avoid it. But
Oh, and
probably
also
do
doing
do market checks before you go adult again. Lap dive was right there, but you're passing by the lap when you're going for water temple anyway. So
kind of like, does it really matter? Because you can just go back there as adults. Yeah, you have horse. But like, for example, Poppy doesn't have the Epona song yet.
I think the
So
interesting
it's
bit is
a...
that Aranha I don't think has set up Pierre, so getting on
No,
top of the
Arana
lap
just set up Pier.
is ruled out.
Arana just set up Pier, so that's
Oh,
not even
just
an
set up
issue.
Pierre. Well then. There's Prelude for even easier routing.
Yeah, Kalo brings up the point. Why do lap dive now when you can save time just by going there via horse when you're going to Water Temple? And yep, we knew that Prelude was vanilla from a hint. Oh, you can also do Big Po. You can also do a Big Po here.
Yeah, kind of clean that up. Yeah, I'm not forgetting about that here. Big Poe dead ahead. In more ways than one.
Why would you do the check right now? Why wouldn't you just wait to do it later?
Because you're just here. And
I guess
if
that's
it's a
fair.
useful item, like for example Strength 2, you're gonna want that now. Before you head into Water Temple and then into GTG.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Postponing that here can only cost you.
Poppy has immediately gone adult. But Poppy also does not have Amponos.
So he's forced to ooh! Ah,
Oh
did not
no!
quite get that Big Poe. The Big Poe only spawns 40% of the time here. If you don't have a horse with you. So, unfortunately, Poppy kind of lost that chance. Was so close to. He accidentally went for the hook shot instead of the bow. Yeah, but that's an immediate orphan for him.
Poppy losing so much time without having a Pona.
Yeah. He's headed straight for Lake now. He does have the... He does have the rest of field already done, so they're, again, almost holding hands. But without Epona, that could really cost him if horseback archery ends up being an important check.
Mirrors on horseback would suck.
Poppy mowing the lawn here, filling up some of his items. Confirming Pierre, and Aranha will do likewise, I'm sure.
That's interesting. Aranha went into the grotto before, didn't check the hint there, but then went into this grotto and checked the hint there.
More slingshots.
Aranha is going to be going in. Now, do you do Water Temple first, or do you do the lake checks first?
Lake checks first, and then Water Temple. And then shoot the sun after Water Temple, I think. You're on that shore of the lake anyway. Confirm Pierre, get at least fishing out of the way. And it looks like Poppy is also thinking about the lab checks.
That evil bird. Or is that a crow? That's a crow.
It is... Well, in-game it's a Gwei.
It's a gway, okay.
But yeah, Semi-Toucan is its nickname. This Gwei in
That gway
particular.
teaching
Yep.
Poppy how to be outskilled as a gamer. Terrible.
And lap dive is nothing.
Poppy's saving just a tiny bit of time, but also probably going to be losing more time in the long run without having a bonus.
That is true, but he is the first into Water Temple, so let's see what that gets him. Maybe Strength 2, maybe a Mirror Shield, maybe nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And... It is 9 out of 10 that he can actually finish this dungeon here. So that's why we do Gold Scale Water. It is only one check that is Hard Iron Boots locked. Small key on the cracked wall. Good fight against the stings. Against the spike balls here, and getting a second small key. So we have 2 small keys. That means the next 2 checks should be 2 items, question mark? Water key logic. If you think spirit key logic is complicated, water key logic is just weird.
Yeah, it's always been weird. I don't think it's like too bad, but... Ooh, Aranha checking shooting the sun right now.
Interesting.
I don't know how
Not
I
a,
like that.
not a bad choice to at least peek it.
I mean, I don't know. I would think you would do shoot the sun after Water Temple because time of day is perfect and stuff.
It's strength 3! What in the world? No, it's strength 2. Sorry, but yeah, it's okay. Whatever. It's a strength upgrade.
Oh my god. I mean, you complete Water Temple here. And that is a fast boss key in Water Temple.
Okay, so I mean, Poppy might in fact continue here, fishing for more items. That is just 2 small keys and a boss key, so there are still 4 items in there. But I think Aranha, with Strength 2 in hand and with other much item denser locations on his mind, is going to bail right after finding that boss key.
He's going straight into Spirit Temple.
Nah, he's... That is actually a good
Yeah,
question. Do you go
you go
straight to
into
Spirit Temple? I think, yeah, you go into Spirit Temple to see if the Mirror Shield is just along the way, and if you don't find it there, you can always just go back for the Gerudo area. That's not a bad routing idea. Get into Spirits, do what you can, you have to do it anyway. Ideally, you would have Ferora's Wind here, but even so, yeah. Well, that was item 1 out of 4 in Water Temple.
Seems like Poppy is save resetting for the water level.
Yeah, he is going to clear this Water Temple as far as he can. Holding hands, but under very different circumstances. That was just a small key. And I 100% think Aranha will
Do you do Dark Link loop here?
if you're Poppy, yes. If you're Aranha, you're piecing out of there immediately after finding a boss key. That was a nice fight against the spikes as well here.
Poppy resetting immediately. Might be going to the Dark Link loop.
We did
Not going
start
to
with
Morpha.
Song of Time. We're still fishing for 2 items here, I think. Opinion. If you decide to start clearing Water Temple in Poppy's situation, you don't stop halfway through. That is the worst of both worlds. If you make a play, commit to it. So I do think he's
just going straight to Morpha.
proving me a liar once again, that man.
Aranha's just right next to him, though.
Yep. Because Aranha quite obviously will bail after finding this. And might be maybe a minute behind after getting Morpha. With getting Morpha killed here.
You don't just save quit here?
That is interesting.
Oh.
Huh. Chooses to continue in Water Temple. Okay.
No, he's doing it. He's just.
I mean, now, if you're safe warping anyway, you might as well get the boss key check out of the way at least.
Yeah.
That's the 3rd slingshot on Morpha there. Alright, Poppy obviously going to shoot the sun here as well and get his strength 2. Gotta be maybe slightly annoyed at not finding that before he went into water.
And Poppy playing Requiem immediately.
Yep. That is clearly the play here.
What is Aranha doing?
Doing the same thing Poppy did, peeking push block chest here. See if that's maybe an item. But yeah, we're on a mirror hunt now to complete this game. Aranha is doing compass chest as well. I think Poppy did skip this.
No, Poppy went down the compass chest. It was
Okay.
a small key, I think.
It was a
No,
hard
it was
piece.
just a normal. It was just an empty chest. Okay. So we're a mirror shield away from go mode.
Mm-hmm. Small key, first of all. So that's how your advantage kind of can dissolve into a fine mist. Poppy played really well here, made a few did a few choices differently than Aranha.
I mean, this trip back to GTG is probably gonna hurt him
Yeah,
if he has to go there.
if he has to do it. If the mirror shield is just along the way, we might be looking at Poppy winning here. But we did start with 2 small keys adult side.
Seem to have a tiny bit of trouble getting Morph to cooperate. Am I getting it in the corner? That's 4 keys? Or... No, that's the third key that we found, but that's the 4th key. Yeah. I love spirit key logic. It's my favorite.
Dins.
There's
Oh dear.
Inspire.
That is unfortunate. Well, your fire arrow's path just evaporated. Because Din's fire was literally right there next to the magic, next to the
There's a
fire lock check.
possibility that's fire locked. There's a possibility that's fire locked because of spirit key logic.
We had 2 adult side small keys. Iron boots. So the game wanted you to go in a spirit temple with that strength 2 you got from Shoot the Sun, then get the iron boots, then beat Water Temple, and then come back here.
And
Oh
yes,
well, I
this
guess.
is,
I mean, you didn't.
this
You
is
didn't.
fire
Okay.
arrow's path. That has to be... Oh, that's yucky.
No child keys in Spirit Kalo, correct.
So best case scenario for Bob, we have Mirror Shield right in Spirit Temple. Worst case, it's a random location.
Worst case is on horseback archery, because then Aranha just wins. Horseback archery. That sounds very Midwestern.
It has to be the yuckiest fire arrows path ever.
I do not yet understand how that chest is potentially key-locked, but I will entertain the thought for the moment.
Because logically, the 4th key is on, the 4th key was in the room that we were going up. So we would have need to see the key in the sun room, not the torch room.
Hmm.
The spirit key logic.
But I mean, we do have 2 adult side keys on the early checks, and we have the 3rd key right there.
That's logically the 4th key.
Yes, because you can waste 1 on child side. Sentences uttered by the utterly deranged, by the way. Insert superposition reference here. That's your small key and your boss key.
And yes, Strength 2 was on Shoot the Sun.
Is this a mirror shield? Is this just vanilla? It is not. But that is still useful.
That is extremely useful. Yeah. You drop that right. Drop that right in the center room. Then you go straight to. You go straight to GTG.
I think you dropped that right right near the boss key. Or rather, right near the original boss key check. That Poppy is just about to get to. And then you go, yeah, Wasteland, GTG, and then you just, if that's not the answer, then you go by density.
That is a big item. Lens of Truth.
It's not like Market is foolish. That is also a valid option. But yeah, you drop Feroz Wind here, and then you're out. Spirit does have
There's
jokes.
still one more check, right?
Nope.
Okay.
You need a mirror for that. There are 2 more mirror lock checks in here, plus Twin Rover.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm playing Nocturne. What's your fastest way to...
Fastest way to GGG from here is to reverse. I don't know what Poppy's plan is here.
Yeah.
He does have Dins. He could just do
Does
Shadow.
not have magic. Does not have any magic left.
Oh, he's out of magic. Yeah, you're right. Needs to mow the lawn for some magic. Does that mean he wants to actually just dip Shadow?
This looks like a dip Shadow play. I don't see how that could be. But is dipping into Shadow better than GTG at this point?
I would disagree with it. It's a... By density, like by checks per minute, I think GTG is nicer, given the item loadout as well. Everything's in logic, everything's available to you, even with your Iron Boots toilet, which we do know is, I think, a small key.
Where is Poppy going? Oh, he's going for Bolero. He's going for Bolero right now. I'm gonna grab Minuet.
Finally going for his songs. Interesting.
And Ron just catching up on these checks.
And DMT Storm Grotto is where Poppy just walked past, and that is the only place we have seen the Bigoron hint as well. And the Poppy did just find a eye drops, a bottle of eye drops as well.
Oh wait, no,
He is going ice.
But yeah, this is ice. What? That makes no sense.
Disagree. Domain is still Path to Twin Rover, and King Zora is a valid domain location at this point. You do have blue fire arrows, you do have magic. It's all in logic. If that has a mirror shield...
We've already confirmed that fire arrows is path for spirit key logic.
Likewise, the boomerang is path for getting a strength upgrade from Jabu, but that doesn't mean that King Zora cannot also have your mirror shield. Not in this universe, but in some universe.
And yeah, this is the Aranha going over to GTG play.
Well, first he's going to head over to Child Side, which he didn't do as opposed to Poppy. But then I would say yes, GTG.
How long have we been in Mirror Shield mode?
20 minutes-ish. Hold down the fort for a little bit, Gutrune. We'll be right back.
Alright. Well, while we're seeing Poppy do a bit of Ice Cavern and Aranha going to GTG immediately afterwards, how's chat doing? I'm personally doing okay, Kayla. Looks like Ice Cavern is being dead right now. There's only one more check worth checking in Ice Cavern. Because you know the final chest is dead. Oh, fine. The Iron's chest was not hinted. Okay, I thought it was. Oh, we get to check the Wasteland check as well. That's nothing here. It only leaves to find. That's a bottle. Okay. Arana's playing Minuet. Why are you not going to GTG? That makes no sense. Eye drops? I guess that makes sense, still. Both know about the Twin Rova Pass. That's not Twin. That's not Domain.
Okay, so someone is handing in eye drops here.
Yeah. I'm getting eye drops, so I don't know if it's worth. And the Ice Cavern is empty. Okay. So we're gonna see if Aranha goes over to GTG or Ice Cavern afterwards. Wait, we know that the claim checks... Aranha knows that the claim check is empty. I guess you still grab it.
No, KLO, Starius is not a thing. Lost Woods and Goron City are foolish.
Saria's is useless this seed. Did Poppy go grab Bolero? Aranha very evidently mad at that one check.
Aranha quite evidently did not have that hint before.
Okay. It seems like Aranha is going to domain now, though. Is that or... Yep. Probably going back to river and then going to be going to domain.
So, is Poppy just heading up for river now? Forest?
It seems like just Forest Temple. This also puts Poppy at the horse.
Oh, he never did pick up Minuet. So for him, Saria's just his logic for Forest Temple. And he just got a horse.
Now he might be thinking about... No, he's dipping into Forest. I still don't understand. You go halfway through Wasteland. Why don't you just go back to GTG?
Really good question. I think we need to remember that we on Restream have more of a logical understanding than either of the runners do, because obviously we have the entire picture of what both of them have seen, and we don't always keep good track of what either runner has specifically seen or not seen.
Yeah, but it's I
So
feel like doing this right now is infinitely worse than just going to GTG. That's like my view.
Runner has just safe scum, is about to safe scum something. He is going to look at treasure chest game. He's warping to Temple of Time.
He's going to
He
treasure
saved,
chest
yeah,
game.
he saved at the entrance of Ice Cavern and is now going to treasure chest game. Can save scum that immediately once he finds, or if he finds that it's nothing. So get your guesses in chat is what I'm saying.
If Mirror Shield here is here, uh, that's just GG at that point. Now we have the dog with us, and it's over. Well,
Well, I'm
I'm
immediately out.
instantly out.
And give back that brain cell. Right, left. That, for example, means KLO and Golden Devil are still in. Right, left, right. That's both of them still in. One of you will have to drop out of this next turn. KLO is still in. 1 out of 2 now. It's a coin flip. And no.
No one gets it today.
Nope.
And it's nothing. Save's coming immediately back into Ice Cavern. We have not found any major items in Forest. The only Forest knowledge that we had was when Arana dipped in and found 5 keys early.
Yep. Fire is entirely hammerlocked, and Forest is front-loaded with keys, so everything we find now is either a boss key or an item.
I guess I can read the Forest Temple here, actually, because the strength could be considered on the Path to Rova.
Yes, but they are directly on the path to Rova for the block at this point, for the Strength 2 block. Each one individually can't be path to Rova for something in Forest, I think. Because Strength 2 was not Strength 1 locked. Bow
Oh,
was
yeah.
super early, and both the hook shot and the long shot were available super early as well. So there was nothing locking that Strength 2.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And you can tell I was using my noggin for that one because I started yapping at half speed.
Oh, wait. That pushes GTG even further because they could be Strength 2 locked in GTG. Oh. Man,
Yeah.
logic sucks.
Yep. Logic sucks. Let's get ice cream instead.
Why have I decided to come back to doing logic puzzles?
Anybody's guess? Because we're a wonderful community and definitely not a cult?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Not a cult, by the way. Oh, that's not a command? Oh, unfortunate.
It got deleted at some point.
Oh, okay.
We cleaned up all the joke commands. Kalo in chat saying, at this point you should probably just ignore the path. You have fire arrows confirmed on their own. Strength is likely also confirmed on their own, on its own. Trying to chase the path towards Mirror is just going to make you skip possibilities. This is not wrong, but it still
Yeah,
feels
I don't know.
bad.
I don't think Forest is the play here, but
Someone else in chat earlier suggested that Poppy maybe feels behind and is kind of taking a gamble on a suboptimal dip. We do need to remember Poppy has a has a loss under his belt already, so he is kind of relying on winning this one. So if he loses, that might still result in a three-way tie for second place. But that is not a situation he wants to be in. That being said, because it results, like, in the worst case, in a three-way tie for second place,
Aranha going down to Shadow.
Interesting. Both of them doing their darndest to ignore GTG. Do they know something we don't?
I don't think so. They know that GTG sucks. Okay, let's not go that far.
I would say GGG sucks less than Forest and Shadow, yeah, but you know what? I'm not in the top. I'm not in the group of runners for this tournament. These people made it through the qualifiers and into this tournament. So who am I to judge them?
Yep.
early boss key in Shadow.
That's mildly annoying.
Yeah, so the stone
But
dungeon
if I
indeed
were
are
voting for
Forest,
Shadow,
Shadow,
I
and
would want to
Fire.
see. I'd rather see small keys and items instead of the boss key.
You are correct. Nice big gold chest with a mirror shield in it. That'd be nice.
Well, like anything past boss keys kind of early. Anything in the back of Shadow is annoying to reach.
Forest is front-loaded with keys, but only has junk items since then. Well, and a Goron tunic, I guess. Fire is hammerlocked, so the worst item to find in either on Phantom Ganon or deep in Shadow Temple is certainly going to be a hammer. Because that just opens up more of the seed for you, which is exactly what you do not want. They did check Fire Temple entrance for that one check.
I
That
vastly
is...
prefer Shadow Temple over Forest Temple here. I think Shadow Temple is probably denser of an
I
area
don't
than
know,
Forest.
both of them are very linear dungeons that you, if you commit to clearing them, will want to clear in full. No really good bailout points. So both went away from GTG. And that's the point there. We are very confused about that. I think they might be, I think they might be metagaming each other to death, saying, if it's GTG, I just lose because the other player is already in there.
And it's even more confusing from the standpoint of us looking down at Aranha, because Aranha went halfway through Wasteland.
Failed then, yeah.
Like, you've already made half of the trip to GTG.
Yeah.
Why are you just leaving?
The answer might be in chat right now. Purple pointing out that what's maybe important is that Gerudo Fortress and GTG have been super available since like 5 minutes into the seed. This is true. We found Bomb Bag and Hookshot and Longshot within maybe 10 minutes of the seed starting. So from that point onward, GTG was just there. And a bow and a hookshot were likewise available in Kakariko. So that meant from the very beginning of the seed, they could have gone to GTG, and they seem to be leaning into the choice of not going there.
Aranha losing that shield.
Getting it back by killing the like. Alright. So big question here. Is Unhindered Stone Phantom Ganon the answer once more? Really nice short throw here on the tennis play.
Watching ZFG do this without bow or any kind of projectile was kind of crazy.
I
You
mean,
guys should watch
watching
that
ZF,
GDQ run, by the way.
I have not watched it yet, so no spoilers, please. I do still have that on my to-watch list. Watching ZFG
You
play any amount of Uder is kind of crazy because I don't think there is one single player who knows more about the glitches and about how to break this game into its component pieces.
you have to go watch it. It was an
Yeah,
amazing seat to watch.
nothing at all in Forest. So Poppy now gets the pleasure of having wasted between
Poppy
10
going
and
back to
15
Spirit, most
minutes.
likely going for that GTG play now.
Don't dislike the choice.
He's going backwards. This is a
Yeah.
GTG play.
No, you don't need a bow here, you need a hook shot. I do kind of hate the Ingo scream sound for the Silver Rupee collection.
I can't hear it because I don't have audio, but that's fine. This may be for the better.
This is for the better right now.
And there's items in the back of Shadow. I think that's every key.
We do have the boss key, we have 2 more keys. That is indeed, I think, all the keys. All the rest of the checks are items. So, of course, you get a go modable shadow in a seed where you neither need it. Okay.
We know this is a bottle.
I did not know because I was in the bathroom then, but yeah. I figured as much. Another bottle, by the way. Blue fire bottle in the shadow pot. So technically, we now saw a major item here. Yay!
Legally, Wasteland is not allowed to be a good item. Say that to Sadie. Unfortunately, she's not here, so. 20
Again.
skulls was hinted. It is hinted to be nothing.
Alright. First of
Oh,
all, we get
there's
a
a
big
big chest
chest
up
at the
there.
top of Gerudo Fortress. All skulls dead. Well, 10 skulls was a bow. But we already had another bow from Anju at that point.
At this point, what items are left that that chest could be? It could be an extra bow, it could be an extra bomb bag, it could be a hammer, or
Could
it
be
could be
another
Mirror
wallet.
Shield. A wallet, yes. Big Goron as well. Strength 3.
Another magic as well.
Not a lot of items. So if Mirror Shield is just right there, that's kind of just like, why did you just not go there first?
Meta. It is just pure metagaming at this point. Thinking, my opponent must have gone here at this point. I would have already lost if it were here. And so on and so forth. You know the refrain.
There.
There's bow number 3.
And now you do the training.
Well, you do
Or
horseback archery
archery, not
first.
training. With your newly acquired horse.
Harumph in chat asks, if it's not Shadow, then Poppy's ahead? Question mark. Kind of. Poppy has caught up in terms of items and songs available. He has done all of Forest for nothing, but so has Aranha done all of Shadow for nothing. So junk.
There has been nothing so far.
Good answer from KLO here. Unless there's a hammer in Shadow, unless in which case Poppy is either very ahead or very behind. But yeah, GTG. Densest place in the whole darn game. Let's go. And nothing in the back of Shadow. Could have skipped this if you were that person and could have gone straight to Bongo.
So either you go to Bongo, hope there's hammer here. Please don't just be right here.
Nope.
Okay.
Honestly, you can say that about every chest in GTG now, though.
That's fair. Oh, you know what? Because of GTG key logic, Iron Boots might be possibly required.
Possibly. I mean, not logically. Sorry, not hard required, but definitely logically required if GTG Center is something.
Yeah.
But first, time to fight Bongo. By law, every Nintendo game is required to have an opponent that is just a big pair of floating hands, and here's that game's copy. Small key, junk in the middle. Nothing in the maze, it seems.
Oh.
Nope, nothing at all. Small key,
I wondered, are you going to the Silver Gauntlets room?
oh,
Strength
definitely.
3 room. Well,
You're definitely doing the whole loop in GTG here. And Poppy is also, it seems, not unwilling to just at least get the silver rupees for the toilet. I don't know if he got the toilet hint. It was in Death Mountain Crater Grotto. I don't think that Poppy got that ever.
Oh, he hasn't been to Death Mountain Crater, so no. He hasn't.
Checking on that big chest before even beating all the opponents here in this room. Can't say I blame him. And there's strength 3.
Oh.
The strength 3 is not locked by strength 2 here.
It's hammer.
But it's hammer locked. It's hammer? You kidding me?
The hammer on Bongo.
The hammer on Bongo for strength 3, hammer locked for getting your mirror on in light trial. I can see it now, and Poppy is now very ahead if that is the case.
Well, Rana's playing Bolero.
I'm not saying that is it yet, but if this is the case, if something is strength 3 locked, that'll get.
Wait, Arana's going into force now.
What? And thinking better of it. On the last possible second, thinking better of it.
Okay. That was concerning.
But where to now, Aranha? Are we going fire now?
Going fire.
I mean, if
This
you
has to be a fire
again,
temple.
if you get an item, if you make a play, go into shadow, get an item, get rewarded for that. Lean into it. Go into fire. That is your best bet now. Otherwise, you've just wasted 15 minutes. OGC Fairy,
Poppy
not
going
the
in.
answer. But there
Poppy
are
immediately just going for every strength 3 locked check now.
evidently. I mean, he took a bit of a gamble considering that he left a few GTG checks behind, but he's peaked the entire maze. All he left behind is Stalfos,
And silver block room.
Silver Block Room, Wolfos Room, so that's 6 checks plus the one on the eyeball statues, so that's 7 out of the 21 or 22 that are in GTG. Not a bad ratio, honestly. Aranha taking that hammer, leaning into it, and going for Crater Fairy. And if IGC is dead, Poppy can just reset. He saved and then chose to play. And Light Trial, so far, not a single big chest.
No chest here.
There is a small key on the validation chest, which I don't think Poppy ever got, so he will need to get that. And I know that because Aranha got it. But apparently Poppy remembered that there's also a small key in here. One more chance for this not to suck.
If it's not in GTGs, then Poppy's in a really bad spot here.
I mean, yeah. As Kalo said, if there's a hammer at the end of Shadow, then Poppy is either very ahead or very behind. Strength 3 is nothing. Reset and off back to GTG, right?
No?
Interesting.
Oh, he's going child. He's going child.
4?
Treasure chest game.
Oh! Yeah, okay. That makes sense. He's doing the same thing that Aranha did earlier when he saved in ice at the entrance of ice. But yeah, get your guesses in for the second round of treasure chest game that will be scummed away as soon as Poppy realizes it's nothing.
We are nearly finished 1 hour ago.
And we are still nearly
missing
finished
that
now.
one.
Good old rules of software projects. You know what comes after the first 80% of the project? The second 80%.
Next 80%.
Yup.
There is way too many left, left, right.
We start with the left. I'm still in.
I'm still in.
I'm out.
I'm still in. I think.
Oh my goodness, apparently we did not check the Volvagia item here.
No,
Because it's a
that was
boss key right under the doormat. And Aranha seems fit to be fighting Volvagia in a moment here.
We have one. We have. I won.
And reset here. Fire was very hammerlocked. This is correct.
Oh. Yeah, only I won. Okay.
GG's.
I won the first round of this game.
Professional. Alright, Poppy. What?
Like what?
Poppy has safe scummed back to... safe scummed to GTG only to warp to play Nocturne and warp straight to Shadow?
What? This makes no sense.
Okay.
You were in GTG. You had half of GTG left to check.
It's more metagaming. It is more if my opponent had checked this already. I've already wasted 15 minutes in Forest. If my opponent has gone straight to GTG, then I've already lost. So I need to make a play. How much are we gonna yell at them if it... After all this, it just ends up being behind strength 2 in GTG?
Very. Actually, no, the answer is yes.
Thank you. But yeah, that's Poppy's lead done for. Poppy did not check the entire left side of GTG. Still missing Stalfo, still missing Wolfo, still missing like room, and still missing eyeball chest. So that's 7 checks that Poppy did not do in GTG. There is nothing in the maze. We know toilet is a key. Poppy did the entire right side, but did not do left side.
It's on Volvagia!
It's a mirror shield on Volvagia! Okay, well then that's GG.
Let's go mode for Aranha.
I am sorry to call it a little early, but that is absolutely go mode for Aranha.
That is disgusting.
It is.
I hate that.
All right.
That's a good, like, that's not even 15 minutes behind. That's like 30, that's like 20, 30 minutes behind at this point.
20 minutes maybe. Aranha is walking into fire to use Furor's Wind and get out of here.
Well, this was an accidental oops AD for Poppy, and a tiny bit for Aranha.
It was an oops. I dipped all dungeons. Can you beat with a Volvagia without hammer? No. And now Aranha...
In rules, no.
And now Aranha is just hauling, obviously. Because now that he found this mirror shield, he realizes his gamble going into Shadow Temple actually paid off. And all he's hoping for now is that his opponent did what he chose not to. Go into GTG, get stuck there, maybe find something useless, and get baited by that.
Oh, that makes sense. Din's fire arrow is locked. It has to be behind Shadow Temple. That's rough.
Yep. That is ugly. Fire arrow's path led to Din's, to hammer, to mirror. I hate this.
Fire arrows were already path for spirits because of spirit key logic. But I also think the Din's was fire arrow locked still.
It had to be. Because otherwise the path would not make sense. The fire arrows locked Din's for spirit key logic reasons and no other. Yeah. And we are going to be done round about the 240 mark. That was a mean seed. honestly. It gave you basically all the big items that give you a lot of access and a lot of mobility on a silver platter in the very beginning, and then it just left you without guidance and gave you a path that I can only describe as utter bullshit for the rest of the seed.
Robo playing really nice for Aranha. Getting into a very comfy position. This means that looking towards the end of the seed, just how much could we skip just to find the mirror shield as quickly as possible? Ooh, Arana missing the final hit. That means everything's random at this point. The shield is reset.
Oh well.
Oh, it's not oh, it alternates between. Oh, okay. GTG being baked. That was something not on my
It was
bingo
not on my
card for
bingo card.
before.
I was very confused when both of them avoided GTG like they did. And I kind of... I don't know. I really need to ask them in the interview what they were thinking about, why they chose to avoid GTG for so long. Even though, yes, that was the right play at the end, but how even? I think it was mostly a guess about metagaming, but I would really like to hear that from them.
Yeah, same.
That is Twin Rover done for Aranha. All 6 medallions collected. Time to go fight Ganon.
I'll be picking up that blue fire. Not really that important from our space, but the gamble paid off for Arana, and it did not pay off for Poppy, unfortunately. Arana has about 5 to 10 minutes left in this seed. It's just needing to kill Ganon.
Well, needing to kill Ganondorf, Ganon, and these 2 Iron Knuckles.
The Iron Knuckles are kind of like a prelude.
No, that'd get him back to Temple of Time. we might
Poppy's
just
pretty
finish Shadow
full.
before Aranha finishes this seed, but it's gonna be close.
I don't think so. He's gonna check back of Shadow. The boat ride
But yeah,
itself is like 2 minutes.
he's definitely not getting the answer about where his mirror shield is before Aranha is done. Getting a few hugs here as well.
I love
I
that
actually
you
want to
can
take a
knock
step
the ball
forward
apart.
here from the edge of the platform, if you can, just because that'll make it more consistent for Ganondorf to actually hit you and not be able to hit that ball back, that energy ball. Either way,
I find it funny that you can just knock back the ball of light with a bottle.
it is so much more convenient.
It's always funny. Arana thinks either he's winning by like a million miles, or he's super nervous because it's a race right on here. I think the bottle does not work on Phantom Ganon specifically.
It does, actually.
It does? Oh.
Yep. Revolutionized the way a friend of mine fought Phantom Ganon, that one. And I showed her that she was just like, you can do what? Alright, that is phase 1 of Ganon down for Aranha. Get that Master Sword. Few more hits. And then Aranha has done everything he can to stay in this tournament. He will be 1 and 2. That'll be 1 win and 2 losses. But there still is the potential for a 3-way tie for 2nd place in his group.
And get ready. Play your
Get your-
GGs in chat.
Yep. If Poppy Grant pulls off an upset against Master Alex, an upset? No, just a win against Master Alex, I should say. And methinks so loses against Master Alex, then that'll be a 3-way tie. But first, GG's to Aranha, finishing in 1st place with a time of 2:37.47.
And Poppy immediately forfeiting. Let's see if we have room for an interview. I'd love to talk with them.
Same here, so let's see. Yeah. Alright, Aranha will join us for a quick interview. Poppy has chosen not to this time, which I can very much understand. So I'll drag Aranha in here, and let's head on over to the outro slide. So I'll drag... GG's, Aranha.
GG's, Arana. Congrats on winning.
Yeah, still muted, so give him a moment.
Yep.
I'm done, but forgot to unmute. Hello, guys.
All good. Hey.
Okay.
Hello, GG's.
GG's. That was a seed.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of items very early on.
Yeah.
And how did you feel about that?
Well, I was worried because I'm not great when the seed is a jet. I always miss the flight. But in the end, it was just a bunch of here's a bunch of items, do everything, good luck.
Yeah, here's a bunch of items and zero direction, right? The path hints
Yeah,
were not really helpful this time around.
yeah. The twin rover one was in the end, but you couldn't pinpoint it was actually, because it could only be strength 2 and mirror could be anywhere. So was nothing pointing actually.
So one thing that one specific question that I do want to ask:
Sure.
why not go to GTG? You're halfway through Wasteland. Why did you just dip out of Wasteland and not go to GTG?
Oh, I was. And by that time, since we had a bunch of early items and mostly everything was on the way, I met a game the Papi would have went to GTG by that point.
Yeah,
Which
so
could have
did Poppy, by the way.
been, yeah, with no strength 2 there maybe, but I was gambling all fire arrow checks, then pursuing jeans, and that's in the end paid off. Was the metagame call?
Yeah, and that was the proper call today. It
Yeah, in
seems
the
like.
end it was the right one, but I could just lose if it was GTG.
Yeah,
It was my
GTG
next
ended up
play either way.
interesting. So GTG ended up having strength 3 in there.
Oh,
Yeah, which Poppy obviously followed up on and went to Ganon's castle as well.
yeah,
Um, and he also ended up like you gambled. I think you made a game towards okay if Poppy has been in GTG already and the item is there, I've already lost, right?
yes, somewhat like
Yeah.
that, because I was not feeling that confident in my early game. Besides, like, a lot of things was on the way, but I did a lot of extra things that had nothing as well. So I was like, okay, I've already burned my GTG time, so I'm just gonna gamble it post that. Yeah, basically that was the
All
call
right.
for this race, please.
Yeah. It was very very interesting because both you and Poppy made that call. It is just that you went to Shadow and Poppy went to Forest.
Oh, unlucky.
Unlucky. There was nothing in there at all.
Yeah, I was tempted to go forest, but since I already did that early deep, really early, and had all 5 keys, I knew something was there. But I chose to follow the Dean's Fire behind the Strength 2, even though in this lane chance it was Strength 2 to Dean's Fire to Muir. It was even worse. It had a hammer along the way as well.
Because that needed to be in there somewhere. Yeah, that was
Mm-hmm.
it was a really interesting logical mess I felt. But even with all
Yeah,
the shenanigans this seed had for you, in the end you finished in 2 hours and 37
37.
minutes. So
Someone.
not bad.
Yeah.
For
Have,
Casino Mirror Shield, that was a really good.
yeah,
Uh,
I'm really glad, content with the result, and though
All right.
even if I lost this race, I wouldn't be mad because Randall gonna Randall, and the seed was basically that. Whoever does the right play first wins. Like was on my side this time.
That is true. So looking for a moment at your group stage matches. You are now
Yeah,
1 win and 2 losses.
yeah. Now I'm mini needing a miracle for seed, but we'll see.
Little bit of a miracle, yes. Basically, Master Alex will need to lose
Alex,
to Poppy and to Me Think So. And Arana,
yeah,
sorry, and Poppy will need to, yeah, obviously win then to Master Alex
yeah,
for a 3-way tie for second place. You did everything you could to stay in this tournament.
Yeah,
It is now out of your hands, and it depends on Master Alex losing his next 2 matches.
yeah. If he wins, it's fine as well. I'll be rooting him. He's a friend of mine as well, so it's all fine in the end.
Yeah,
Also-
absolutely. And I would never wish a loss on any other runner. But yeah, that is.
There.
We puzzled a little bit over the state of your group and trying to figure out if there was any way for it
Three-way
to still
tie.
end in a tie. So yeah, that's kind of the end result we came up with. But other than that, thank you so much for putting on a great race. It was really impressive how well you routed through basically a seed with almost no guidance, where basically everything was just open to you 15 minutes in.
Yeah. There was 2 points I felt really lucky. The first one was the boomerang, because I forgot to pull the stick. And when it was down there, was basically, nah, I'm gonna just leave this here. What are the odds of this screwing me over? But in the end, I decided against and let's just do this now. I was just going there to grab the golden scale to go to water and found the boomerang there. I was like, nasty.
We were very worried that you would leave the boomerang behind after you accidentally lost the burning stick there. We may have been yelling at our screens in the commentary booth, unconfirmed rumors.
Unconfirmed rumors.
Fair enough.
Because at that point you didn't have the domain to Twin Rover hint, right?
Yes, I didn't have. That was my last hint. I got it when I beat Jabo.
Yeah, Poppy knew.
Do you remember where he found it?
Hyrule Field Remote Grotto.
Oh, the one I skipped. Right.
Yeah.
But, well, at that point was already not important. I got concerned because I was missing also a second double hint. It could be something pointing towards the mirror shield, but
we never saw it.
Yeah. Also, props to me finding the Bigaron hint after delivering the eye drops, and I did something similar earlier. Finding hint as I did the chest. The check. It was unfortunate as well.
It worked out in the end.
Yeah. Does chat have any questions? You guys want to know anything else?
I think chat has gone a little bit silent. We are all maybe a little bit stunned about what we just witnessed in terms of a the randomizer never ceases to amaze and surprise one.
Yeah. That's why we keep playing it. Right?
That is true. And with that, I think, but yeah, that's I think that's all she wrote for this restream. So thank you so much again for agreeing to be restreamed.
Also, guys.
Absolutely. So I think what I'll do is raid us all over to the French restream. See, actually no, they are almost done with their interview as well. I thought maybe the interview with Poppy would be going a little bit longer, but I can understand the man is probably pretty tilted
and also pretty tired. This hit was
oh yeah,
not a short one.
It was a huge logic mess.
Yeah,
this is true. So what we'll do instead is we'll raid on over to Marco, who is currently practicing.
Oh, great!
Running a practice seed against Ryukane.